Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Game Warrior. This is Jason. So what is this channel? Obviously, we have Dante Inferno, and you came because you saw Dante Inferno as the title, but I've been asking myself what this channel is. And sometimes you sit back and you look at what everyone else is doing, and you start to think, I want that, I want that, I want that, but what do I really want? What do you really want? I remember listening to Mr. Beast, and when he was younger, he became obsessed with doing videos on YouTube. Then if you go and you watch his stuff, you can tell he really doesn't care what he does. I mean, he's got a niche now, but he just wanted to do videos on YouTube. Do I want to do videos on YouTube? I'm doing one. Am I being forced to? Am I doing it so that I could be seen? Do I have a desire to be seen? Do I have a desire to be influenced? Is there ego involved? Is there art involved? I'll put a timestamp down below, so if you really want to hear me talk about Dante Inferno, you can go forward. Because we're going to take a moment here and really talk about what I want out of this channel, why I'm doing this. So I'm going to start with this. I love board games. I recently was thinking about that because my old game group has gotten back together after all these years. So I'm in my 50s, and we play D&D, and we went through an entire year-and-a-half campaign of Temple of Elemental Evil in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of 5th edition. I like 3.5 and Pathfinder way better. But we had a lot of fun. And for years I played when I was young, from teenage years up to 25 or something. Maybe took a break, and then a big break for a while. Played a little bit. I mean, we played, but not like we do now again. And there was a chasing it feeling for me, chasing that old time stuff, first edition player's handbook and all that kind of stuff. And that's kind of gone away. I'm not chasing it anymore. It's just D&D. It's what it is. But there was also that with board games. But for me, I realized this maybe a month or two ago, how much I just love board games. There are so many things going on in my life. There's a lot of things I do besides this, and there's been some big tragedies, and there's been some big triumphs. A lot of things I'm doing that I don't tell you guys about, mostly because this is a board game channel. And when I play games or I start to think about play games, I haven't gotten bored. I'm still just excited. This feels like an authentic passion. It feels like an authentic passion that I just love board games. So somewhere in my nature is to share. So right now this channel is about sharing my passion with board games. That feels good. That feels right. Sharing my passion. So if I just sit with that and I develop that, that feels really good. Do I want to become the best YouTuber in the world? No, I do have a desire to be better, but that might not have anything to do with YouTube. That might just be good at what you do. I like that. I like good lighting. I like good cameras. I like good presentation. I like that in movies I watch or games or videos or anything. So I want to do really good there. I want to talk well. I want to remove ums and the or maybe the gahs are fun. I don't know. Yeah, I want to share my passion. Something else I've thought about is, because I love board games so unadulteratedly, it's a passion. It's just something that lights me up. It just lights me up. The adventure of board games. I like to teach board games. And I have a theory, a methodology that I use to teach, and a lot of people don't teach this way, and I don't like people who teach the other way and so forth and so on. So I'll tell you a little bit about that. That is, I get you in the game as soon as possible. And I have a friend named Parker, and his brain works differently. We just played Terrorscape. He got that big new game, Terrorscape, and we played it for the first time on game night. If you look on my channel, I think there's a picture of it. And the way he does it is, okay, here's the game. This is this rule. This is this rule. Then this is this rule. And my brain doesn't work that way. I just fade out. I just fade out. And so what I do is I sit them down and I give them the high value, high vision thing, and I go, okay, let's go. Take a turn. And they go, well, I don't know what to do. And I go, try this or this. I mean, I just get them going. That's how I teach. And for what that's worth, some people, like Parker, I don't think he likes being taught that way. He's like, so you're cheating me, right? You're not telling me, he's often said that, you're not telling me all the rules. So you're going to try to use that to your advantage and win the game. Which speaks to our friendship back from 8th grade. We're very competitive. But I was talking with his wife. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. I love her. And she was like, I love the way you teach, Jason. I was like, so some people do. I'm not pitting them against each other. You know that. I'm just saying it's different styles. So that's, this place could be a teach people. I could get good at teaching people, you know, playthroughs and things like that. Maybe share my passion in playthroughs, upgrade some equipment and get some really good playthroughs. Another thing I think about is art. Just doing artsy stuff. Talking about board games from an artistic angle. And I mean artistic in the video presentation and trying to create good things. Tim Chuan, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, if you've seen his channel. He's a really good photographer and a really good videographer and a really good editor, and he puts a lot of art and feel and stuff in his videos that I really admire. Another thing I like about videos is the commitment and the discipline. The discipline of doing videos. I committed and I did 90 videos in 90 days 2 years ago. So this is 2024. That was 2022 when the channel really started, and I would pick up subscribers. So I was up to, you know, like 1 a day or 2 a day. It was really nice. But I didn't know what to do after that. Like, do I try to become just grind it out for the next 5 years and become the next Alex Radcliffe of Board Game Co., or work my way up to, you know, I see the League of Games, Chris. I mean, he's just, I remember a year ago or something, I think he was at 4,000 subscribers, and now he's almost at 10. And just do what they do exactly what they do, except for do it in my style. So people go, oh, I just like Jason's style, or I like Alex's style, or I like whoever's style. Where to go, what to do with this? It just starts with a passion. These board games really light me up. I love playing board games. I love it. The biggest difficulty I have is learning them. I have turbulence. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to learn them. I've been retraining my brain to enjoy it, but it's not easy. I do believe I've gotten smarter, though. I mean, I've probably learned 100 games in the last couple of years. That's a lot. For years, I used to get a board game every Christmas and read it and take it out and then just put it away. Like it was the overcoming reading rule. Oh, I just needed someone to teach me, or I didn't do it. And it was Gloomhaven that broke that. I learned Gloomhaven. I learned it all by myself, which is crazy because I played D&D, and as a kid, I carried around the player's handbooks and the dungeon masters, and I learned, I mean, such a complex game. But anyways, time stamp coming up here for about Dante. I've been talking for 10 minutes about what I'm doing with this channel and settling in on my passion and teaching how to play and playing lights me up. All right, all right, all right. This is Jason at the Game Warrior. Welcome to Dante the Inferno from Creative Game Studios, LLC, over here on GameFound. Should be coming here pretty quick. I believe they have given us a date. Okay, so what we're going to do is just talk about this game. But before we do, let's mention that Creative Game Studios did Chronicles of Drunagar, which I have, never played, and Apocalypse, which is Chronicles of Drunagar like 1.5 or something. It's a little upgrade. It might even be compatible. And I didn't get that. So I don't have Apocalypse coming. I think most people are getting it. It's being delivered as we speak. So this is their next game. Okay, so let's just say, why am I doing a video about Dante the Inferno? Well, first of all, it just feels interesting. Like, I have no ideas, no mechanics. You know me. I'm like Jeremy the Crow. I see something shiny. This is shiny to me. This is shiny. I'm interested. I'm very interested. So, come along on a journey with me into the warped little caverns of my mind and how I look at games. So this is a campaign preview. I think it's the end of January or February, somewhere we're going to get it. And let's just look at it together, because I think I just did a video I did, actually, on Wormspan, right? So Wingspan is a game that just didn't mechanically work for me. It was interesting, but the birds are cool, and it was cool that they made me interested in birds. The dragon version, which I probably won't get, but had that been first, I would have been much more interested in. So I have a fantasy bent. You know, I liked The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I've written fantasy novels. Well, yeah, if you haven't had a chance to go, you can go on to... and that guy Parker I was talking about, he's my co-author, the guy who teaches differently, who did Terrascape. Cult of Yax, Part 1, the second Cataclysm. The first 3 parts are out. You can get them on Amazon. Jason F. Smith and C. Parker Garlitz. Get yourself a copy. Good fantasy. And I take that seriously and work very hard to make that good. Very hard. And I believe it is good. I am satisfied with what we did there. There are more to come, probably. So fantasy is my wheelhouse. I'm interested in this. Let's read it together. Come along. You tell me what you think. Explore the 9 circles of the Inferno in an unforgettable campaign. So it's a campaign game. So first of all, I love campaign games, and of course I have a ton of them that I haven't played. So I could probably just skip this and not miss a beat. Hell, I haven't even played Chronicles of Drunagar. So embark 1 to 4 players. That seems to be the typical thing. You know, another thing I didn't talk about earlier, but I'm very interested in designing games. And one day I figure I'm going to design a big game. I've got a number of half-baked design issues in my head. 1 to 4 players. I've often thought, what if we could create a board game where you put it in the middle? And I have Last Light set up right now, so I really like that Roy Kennedy's idea was, can we do a 4X game in under an hour? That was a great idea. Could we play a dungeon crawler with 1 to 8 players? Could we get 8 people around the table, no DM, and have it happen? Because that right now, I got to tell you, is one of my big problems. And we're playing D&D. We're now in the Avernus module. Dave, a new DM, has taken over. Parker did Temple of Elemental Evil. You know the module. It's a 5th edition module in Baldur's Gate. And while I'm very interested in it, we have 7 players, 8 1 DM and 7 players. And it's so slow. It's driving me nuts. Oh, it's driving me nuts. And, I mean, I'd much rather play D&D with 1 DM and 3 players. That's so much more fun. I'm the same with board games. I think I've told you all about that. I used to want more people, and now it's just like, we had a game just this Wednesday. All the gamers couldn't come, so we couldn't play D&D, so 4 people came. Yes, only 4. Played Dune Uprising, just 4 people, just 4. My sweet spot. Don't tell that to the people who didn't come. I love them, and I miss them, but but gaming, like, I'm that kind of crazy guy. Oh, I love my friends, and I love spending time with them, but there are some people there who are there to hang out. There are some people there who are there to hang out and play games. And I'm one of those. I'm there to play games. And it's a delight. that only 4 people showed up to me. Don't take that wrong. Please don't. Could we design a board game, a dungeon crawler? I think you would need an app to help it for 8 people, and it would run smooth. Like fast. It would work. No long drags between turns. You can with computers, right? Something to think about. Okay, embark on an epic journey through deep, branching storylines. I have heard a little bit, but the storylines are branching. We are working through Oathsworn, which is so good, but it's also, there's a track. Like each story section, you can go A or B on the paths, and they all lead to the same place. And I suspend disbelief, because what are you going to do, right? But how do you do a board game where, I've heard this, like, I've heard Sleeping Gods is that way. We started Sleeping Gods, we never finished it, but I heard that was a true sandbox version. Could you do a sandbox version where everyone goes, yeah, I got to the end, I got to the bottom level of hell, I met Satan, and I killed him. And you go, I did too. Did you go through this path? And you went, never saw one of those things, went this way. Is that possible? That would be cool. Every choice matters. That worries me. You're like, what? I want my choices to matter. No, it worries me because if I am DMing a module right now for my daughter and her group, and we're going through Curse of Strahd, and they just made a big mistake. And they're all like, if we screwed it, is the whole thing over? And I'm like, no. And it might be in the module. I don't know how it's written. I mean, I've read most of it, right? It might be, but I am the DM, and so I will make them, there'll be a way out of that. And that is something that board games, the power of a dungeon master to smooth things over, to add to the entertainment value, to be an artist, to be an actor. I don't know. Maybe we should play D&D. Forget these board games. Meet the fabled characters of Divine Comedy. I'm really, really interested in that. This is just so cool that they're doing this. And confront the legendary foes in a cinematic 3D boss fight set in ever-changing battlegrounds. Okay, they just got me. Let's look at some pictures. Oh, by the way, that is great. That's a great picture. This, Abandon All Hope, Enter Here. It just feels like a great setting, doesn't it? Oh, those are the 2 pictures. Okay, let's go down. Cooperative, that sounds fun. Based on the first part of the Divine Comedy, embark on an epic campaign with branch storylines. Said that before. I wonder what cinematic 3D boss fights means. Now, here's something to bring up as we're just chatting and rambling here. And if you're here and you're listening and you want to tap it, definitely. The boss fights. I think Oathsworn nailed it. I think what slows all board games down, D&D included, is the grind. The grind of small things and small encounters. What Oathsworn did is that they divided it into story, boss fight. And so there's no little fights. There are, but they handle them in such a weird way that in the story version that they're genius. It's just genius. So I hope that this is that way, right? Remember my Bard Song reviews? I was so excited by Bard Song, and then it was just a grind. That's me passing out. I had to sell it. Love you. Didn't work for me. Oathsworn's the way to go. The only game that has grind that I like is Massive Darkness 2. They just do it in a fun way, and it's not too heavy. All right. Descend into the 9 circles of hell, make decisions that will carve your path, alter the battles you face, develop your characters, and even mold the shape of hell before your own eyes. Okay, so those are great themes. Execution, how are they going to do it? I'm tempted. You know what I really should do? You want to hear logic? Let's do logic. Let's grab and pull Chronicles of Drunagar out. And let's play that in the next month before this thing goes live. Let's play it. Let's see what these guys can come up with. How good are these people? I was just listening to Alex Radcliffe the other day, maybe today, and he's saying that they do it well. They're creative. They're smart guys, and they do it well. It'll be interesting, right? And then pay attention to what they do, and and see what draws me in. Because really, this gets me. A campaign, even though I don't play them. 9 levels of hell, theme, choices, characters, boss fights. Okay, you got me. But did you execute it well? Like Oathsworn executed it well. Absolutely. I could just go on and on about Oathsworn and how well they did things. If you want to take a break and crap on Oathsworn, there's a couple things they did wrong. The different change weapons on the miniatures, bad idea. They thought, oh, let's do something. I hope Oathsworn 2 doesn't do that. Stop that, stop that, stop that. Do not do that again. Do not. Just miniature's a miniature. I paint them anyway, so I don't want to have to paint different arms and weapons. Don't do that. And 2, some of the puzzles were confusing. You know, path puzzles that we did. I was like, when we were all going, we're all smart people. Really smart people. And we were confused. So clean that up. Okay, this is beautiful. Based on the immortal work of Dante. Solo co-op adventures. I wonder if they're going to do the 4 characters. You know, if it's 1 through 4 players, you have to take 4 characters. I understand why players do games do that. I do. But I like a Massive Darkness 2, where I don't have to do that. Me and my wife play. She takes character, I take character. Having said that, another co-op I really like, Cthulhu Death May Die. We always take 2 characters. I take 2, she takes 2, because it's too hard with just 2. So, but like Oathsworn, which we keep speaking about, you have to take all 4 characters. It's designed that way. It's balanced that way. Each boss fight is against 4. And I think that you're going to get the purest balance when you do it that way. You're going to pay the price, because if you're playing by yourself, you're taking 4 characters, pain in the ass. If you're taking 3 characters, 3 people, 1 person takes 2, you know, you can see the pain right there. Having said that, if you create a modular one where if it's 2 players, it lasts, you know, it adjusts itself, or 3 adjusts, or whatever, that's great too, but they never adjust smoothly. If you want the best experience, you go what Oathsworn did, which is you're going to take 4 characters. Which way do you go as a designer? Which way? Okay, narrative and showdown. Okay, so I'll tell you something. Right now, it looks a lot like these guys took a look at Oathsworn and went, bingo! I hope they did. Wow. I'm looking at this the first time. I hope they did. A narrative, branching storyline, meaningful decision, impact on gameplay. And I hope if you have an app, because the Oathsworn app is genius. I don't read anything. I don't read the books. They've got big books in there. You can read them if you want. Who wants to do that? The app with the great voice actor. He is the best. And then the showdown. They call it the showdown, boss fight. Okay. Where's the trigger? I'm pulling the trigger. I already just bought this thing. 1 to 4 players, ages 16 and plus. So what they're telling you is that there's going to be some gore in there. I doubt there's sex. Boss battler, no downtime. Cinematic encounters, dynamic battlefield. No downtime. What does that mean? For 4 players, is there no downtime? Yeah. I wonder. Because we play Oathsworn, and there's kind of downtime, right? When Tom goes, and then Crystal goes, and then we try to play off each other. So we're very, what do you call it? Tactical. But there is downtime, but not much. It's not like I ever pick up my phone. I'm still watching what they're doing and seeing. Yeah, I'm in the game at all times. Here's a photo gallery. So the game looks gorgeous, without a doubt. Looks gorgeous. Let's look at some of their miniatures, right? So they're famous for some really good miniatures. Again, I haven't even opened my Chronicles of Drunagar box. Let's do it. Next video. Chronicles of Drunagar unboxing. And everyone's going to get all excited and go, you got Apocalypse? I'm going, no, it's not Apocalypse. I don't have Apocalypse. Look at these miniatures. They do look gorgeous. Look at the setup. So I wonder how they're going to do this. Are these plastic? Are these cardboard? Do you get to paint them? This will be interesting. How bling will it be? There's dice. It's obvious a dice chucker. This throne looks amazing. But how often, what pain in the ass it is to build this, how you store it. Probably some questions in there, right? Art gallery. I like the art style. This is good. It's not blowing me away. I got to tell you, there is some art in Oathsworn that is so good. I don't know. The Deep Woods is a true feel place. I love it. This is good. Not great. And when I say not great, look, this is subjective. Just ignore me. Some people are going to hate this. Some people are going to love it. That's a great cinematic picture. Look at that. Community links. That's about all you get here. Okay. I know from what I've heard other people talk about, I think you can go get some gameplay over with probably on Discord, Instagram, Facebook, and so forth. But we're just starting right here. This is just where we're at. Let's go to the fact. You want to fact it up, see what they've got? When will the campaign launch? We do know it's first quarter 2024. They haven't updated this because they do believe there's a game. Translated into don't care about that. English, will this campaign start before your previous projects? Nope. I know they have waited for that. Will there be a standee version of the game? That's a good question. We're currently planning to have an entire entry-level box of the game that only features miniatures for the heroes, but all other characters are standees. Backers that prefer minis. This is a good theory, a good marketing ploy. I know more and more people. Was this useful information? Sure. Some people like standees. I like miniatures, but I do like standees on one level because they're painted and the art on them. So if you got really good standees, I don't have a problem with that. I don't hate them though. I don't hate them. I don't hate standees and I don't hate miniatures. I don't care which way you go. Having said that, I guess I'll look at the art, and if the art on the standees is stunning, maybe we'll go that way. But almost surely we'll go for the miniatures, with the dream that I'll paint them, and I'll never do it. Will payment installments be available for pledges? Probably through GameFound. Let's see. Yes. Will the campaign be start the GameFound stable pledge program? What does that mean? Will there be what that means? Just so you know, is that GameFound's trying to kind of create some safety in your pledges. Will there be a true solo, aka one-handed solo mode of the game? Well, the game won't feature true solo mode. Players will be able to substitute heroes in the party with a simplified version that still acts very much like a regular hero. Oh, you know what that is? Okay. Everybody. I was talking about Oathsworn before in a very synchronistic way because they are making the other heroes simplistic like they did in Oathsworn. So these guys took a look at what Oathsworn did and said, we're going to put our take on it. But they didn't. They said to themselves, look, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. This storytelling idea, if you do a rich, good story and then a boss battler, works. Don't mess with it. And in fact, I want to make a video to the Oathsworn people because I know and I've heard Oathsworn 2 is coming. And I'm like, don't reinvent the wheel, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't make it. You know what? The first one was 20 scenarios long. This one's 40. Don't do that. Do not. Do another. Just do a good story. Why is Oathsworn good? Yes, you hit upon this idea of narrative, boss battler. $1 million idea. Great idea. So don't mess with it. Narrative, boss battler. But what made it good was the narrative worked. It was well done. Dante, people of Dante, make it good. Make the story sing. Do the voice actor guy. Do the app. Do it well. That's it. And obviously with your combat system, just do it well. Do it well. Don't put it out until it sings. Don't mess around with weird miniature things. And you know where you guys are going to screw this up? You need me to tell you that? I'll tell you where you're going to screw it up. This table of yours with all of these weird things. That's where you're going to screw it up. Here's my advice. Listen to me. This is a passionate, wise voice. Minimize this. You want this scene. You like this. You think that's attractive. Okay. That's your twist on it. Like Oathsworn, I wish I could remember the guy's name. He wanted the different arms. You want to put a different weapon on it, a different shield. And everyone probably around him went, don't do that. And he went, I want to do it. And he did it. and paid the price. It took forever to come out, and no one, who does it? Who uses it? Nobody. They don't stick, they don't work. Bad idea. This is a bad idea. I know. It's your pet. It's your pet. It's the thing you love the most. So do it. You're in charge. You do it. Listen to my advice. Minimize it. Do it a little bit less than you want to. This throne thing, nice. Don't do more. What are we going to do to store it? Do we have to put all these things together? I guess. I know you want a 3D table. I know. Like, didn't Descent do that recently? And I think Chronicles of Drunagar does it. Here's an idea. Listen to me. Listen up. You want some free advice? Do 2 versions. Do a version that's flat with tokens. Do tokens. These little pillars, tokens. Do tokens. Throne, token. Massive Darkness did it. Just do tokens. And then do a bling version. And don't make these cardboard. Or do, if you want, make them miniatures. Give me some bling. Give me some miniatures. Give me a throne miniature. Give me levels miniatures. Take out the steps. We don't need those. Do little blocks that you can put together. Do it like a Lego block game version. Sorry. Have I said enough? Do a Lego block version. Do a toy version where I could build it. Do you know how much fun that would be? And put it in a separate box and charge me $200 for it, and I'll buy it. Don't make me do these cardboard things. Don't do it. Be different. Be bold. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody. I only have 350 subscribers. If someone listens to this, just for fun, just play a little game with me, and you get this far into this video, anyone who gets this far, and you hear my idea, and you've heard this idea, whether you like it or not, please leave a comment and tell me you got this far in the video. It'll put a smile on my face. Okay, everybody, Dante's Inferno. I like where they're going. It looks a lot like they're following the beautiful path of Oathsworn, and if they do a great story, just do a great story, and their mechanics work, and by God, please do a good rule book. Do a good rule book. Listen to my soul. Do a good rule book. I think you guys are going to do good. I think you got something here. I think you got something. Creative Game Studios. Love you, everybody. Talk to you in the next video.